I told my dad that he's the reason that my girlfriend doesn't like me. My girlfriend, we're both 19, have known each other since we were toddlers. Her dad, 55, came to this country in the 90s to work and made many good friends, of which my dad, also 55, was one of them. In the latter half of the decade, he returned to China to marry my girlfriend's mom and brought her back to my country. It's a very inspiring story. We grew up together and it was a running joke between our dads that we would get married one day. Once we started going to middle school and high school together, we went to separate elementary schools, we got a lot closer. We started dating when we were 14. Her dad became very cold with me, which was expected considering I was dating his daughter, but my girlfriend said he would warm up to me in about 2 to 3 years. He did, until recently. After we graduated high school, my girlfriend moved in with my family since we're closer to the university. That's when her dad started to become cold to me again. I thought maybe it was because I took her daughter away, but my girlfriend's mom told me that my dad has been saying really sexual stuff about me to her dad. I confronted my dad about this and he confirmed it. He said stuff like how I'm inside her or how we don't like wearing clothes when we're in the bedroom. I told him to maybe tone it down a bit, but he told me to chill out and that they're just jokes. I told him that if my girlfriend is the one I'll marry in the future, I want her dad to like me and that no dad wants to hear about their daughter's intimacy life. He said I'm overreacting and that I'm being an a-hole. Am I the a-hole? Edit, when I say her dad got cold after she moved in with me, I don't mean right away. We had a sweet moment when they took me on a Christmas family vacation and I had a one-on-one with him. It was sometime after that he started getting cold to me. Edit, when I told him to tone it down, I meant no intimacy talk, not less intimacy talk. Especially with her dad. Like they used to joke about how we'd get married one day and we'd be one big happy family. Or when we did start dating, he'd be like, haha, my son kisses your daughter all the time. Tone down to that. I told my dad that he's the reason that my girlfriend doesn't like me. It's been a week and I have good news and bad news. Good news is my girlfriend has a family of angels. I called my girlfriend's brothers, who I'm very close to, let's call them Brother Alan and Brother Ben, and asked if we could stay with them until we find a more permanent place to stay. They insisted that we stayed free of charge as long as we contributed to the grocery bill and kept the place clean. Ben is a professional chef, while Alan is in university for business, and is likely to have their dad's family business passed down to him. They had a spare room for us to sleep in, and Ben even gave us his bed to sleep in, while he sleeps on an air mattress, because I don't get any beaches. Anyways, Alan and Ben invited their parents over, because their parents, especially their dad, can't resist a free meal from their professional chef's son. Ben made a delicious dinner. When we were finished, Alan and my girlfriend took the dishes into the kitchen to help Ben clean up, and my girlfriend said before she left, "Daddy, he has something important to talk to you about." I was left alone at the table with her parents and I was tomato red. I mustered up an apology and explained that I never told my dad any of that stuff and I don't know how my dad knows about it, and that I would never share it with anyone, because that stays between my girlfriend and I. I also emphasized that his daughter is the love of my life and I love her more than anyone and anything in the world, and that I have immense respect for him. He said nothing and just stared at me for a good minute, before shouting at Alan to bring him some beers. He opened 2 beers for himself and I, his wife doesn't drink, and clinked bottles with me. He explained that he forgives me and that he believes me. He added that he thinks my dad is a weirdo, and that they used to go out for drinks or fishing all the time, but now he stopped, to avoid hearing about his daughter's personal life. He put his hand on my shoulder and told me that he trusts that his daughter chose the right man, which made me want to cry. Bad news is my parents are getting a divorce. When I left, I sat my parents down and explained to them why I was leaving. My mom hugged me and cried, while my dad sat and did nothing. My girlfriend and I left right away. Turns out my dad didn't take it well and my parents started fighting a lot. Now, my mom is divorcing my dad. I especially feel bad for my mom, because this was her second marriage, and the longer one, and I feel like it might discourage my mom from finding love again.